Well, hello everybody. Jake here with you out in the shop. This is part 6 of our client John's Reliant build-up. Today I'm just going to be taking you through a little bit about what I've been doing the last couple of days. John has asked me about the base, and so I thought I'd take y'all through and show you kind of what I've done. Now, what this is this is a shadow box from my local Hobby Lobby. You can get them for, you can get the smaller sized, for the smaller ships. You can get them this size, which is pretty much what I use for the 537 scale kit, and then they have the the larger ones. But what I've done, this is, you cannot take the glass out of these shadow boxes because it's pre-made to where it's in there. So what you have to do is you have to break the glass out and get all the shards of glass and everything out of there, and then go back through and with a piece of acrylic or plexiglass and just lay it down in there. So what I've done, let me zoom in a little bit to show you a little bit about what I've done here. Let me take this piece of plexiglass out. You can see it's just a very thin piece, so it's, you don't need a whole lot. So, but what I did is I took a piece of trim, this little 1-inch trim that you can get at Lowe's or Home Depot. Let me get that leftover here. This is basically what I'm using, just basically 1-inch trim, door trim, or whatever you want to use this trim for. But it's about $1 a stick or so. It doesn't cost much, and it comes in an 8-foot stick. So what you can do, and what I did is I took my measurements. Excuse me. I took my measurements and cut the pieces in. Used my hot glue gun to secure these pieces in. So now they're there. They're not going to go anywhere. And then what I did is I took my my dome base that comes with the kit, and I set it right down in the middle, and I centered it. And then I took my piece of plexiglass and drilled out a hole with my little drill bit here. I think this is a 1/32 scale, 132 bit, and I just drilled a hole first in the center, and then I just kind of opened it up, work my way around until the hole is opened up enough to where I can get my pole down in there, and it'll sit right down in there, and I don't have to worry about putting pieces of wood or anything like that in there. And I'll tack the base down with some hot glue, and that way when the ship and everything's setting down on this, it's not going to go anywhere. It'll be completely secure, and we won't have to worry about that. So, but what I'm going to do, excuse me, is I'm going to paint the whole thing black, but I'm trying to still figure out a way to where, let me back you out a little bit. I'm still trying to figure out a way to, I'm going to put some LED light strip all the way around on this little trim right here, to where it'll light up and kind of give that little effect. And my buddy Cameron over at Cameron's Decals and such made this up for my client John, and what this is the registry number and the name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it right about here center, and go through, and I'm going to try to figure out a way to I may put some let's see, where's my, I don't think I have my tape on me right now, but oops, here, nope, that's not it. But anyway, I have some of this vinyl tape that is a little bit wider, and so I may be able to take and run a piece of it all the way around to kind of give it that, because it's about a 1/2 inch in diameter. I wish I knew where it was, because I kind of need it. There it is. Give me just 1 second. My tape is behind the tape here. But you can see it's a thicker piece, it's a thicker tape, so it'll be perfect to go all the way around right there on the back side. And what I'll do with there is I'll paint this stripe blue all the way around, and then put my tape on it, or what I do is I'll tape it off and then paint it black, and then come back over with some blue, and then kind of diffuse it a little bit with some white paint. And then what I'll probably do is take some measurements of these numbers and make a little spot right here behind on the glass to where paint it black, and then just right above the name all the way around, leave it open where I can paint a blue, some blue paint, to where these will be in white, but the back you'll have kind of like a blue hue to it. So that's what we're going to be doing on that. So it's going to take just a little bit of time for that. We'll be getting on that one later, a little bit later on in the week. So, moving on to the nacelle. Let me get this here real quick. And what I did last night is I went through and put my, have it put together. And I went through and there was a couple of, there's a ridge all the way around the backside. So what I used is my little flat hobby file right here, and I just went through and kind of scraped it off to where it was a nice level. And then I took some sandpaper, some 400 grit, then 6, and then 800 grit to get it nice and level. And then I took some tape on just either side of the seam and applied my putty. And you're probably asking what kind of putty this is. Well, this is the Bondo spot glaze, glazing and spot putty. This stuff runs about $3 a tube at Walmart, or you can get it at your local automotive store. This stuff works really good. It's a kind of a soft putty. You don't want to use this on load-bearing seams on your model kits, because this will crack. It will not, hold very well. But since this is on, a seam, and this is on the Reliant, there's really not a whole lot of load-bearing structures on this model kit, so we don't have to worry about it cracking or whatever, whatnot. But I did come to find out that the Squadron product putty, the white putty, or some of them may have the green or the white or the gray, they got in a bad batch of putty, and I bought a couple of tubes of it, and it was just, and I opened it up, it just come pouring out. It was more of a goop, and the oil and the putty never mixed right. So I called Squadron, and they said that they had a bad batch, and they won't have any until January or February. So I did some asking around, and I was told to use this Vallejo plastic putty. It works really well. It has a very precision tip to where you can get into the small crevices where you can get in there where you don't have to worry about getting gobs of putty all over the place and then having to wipe it off. This stuff, pretty much, you can get into the corners and take a wet rag or wet your finger tip down and wipe it off, and it goes away. Or you can do what I do on some of them and use Q-tips. So this stuff does sand, and it does go on smooth and stuff. It doesn't have that gloppy mess that you can get with some of this other stuff, but that works good. Or I was also told to use until they get that putty back, and I may just switch to this because it's acrylic, and it comes off with water very easy. The Squadron putty is I was told by Boyd Crompton over at Trekworks that Squadron putty is a hot putty. It may interfere with some of the paint. So he told me to use this, and so I'm going to use that on a lot of my load-bearing structures. And it works very well. So But anyway, so what I did is I let this dry overnight, and what we're going to do is I'm going to go through off camera and sand this down, and let me move this out of the way. I'm going to sand it down and come back and show you a little bit about how, what it does. Well, I might take you through and do one side of it, and then go back through off camera and do a little more off camera. So I like using, to very first start off, when you first start off with these plastic models, when you test fit them, what I do is I go through, I put the pieces together, and if there's any ridges, I go through and sand them off to where they're, to where they're not, to where they're level and not off. You have that step, and you don't want that. So I like using, the very first time I sand this off, I like using a 100 grit sandpaper, and then I'll work myself up to a 200, which I have right here, and then to a 400, and then so on and so forth. So we'll do this top piece, and when you use this spot glaze putty, it will make a mess. So be prepared to have a red powder over it. Some people like to do a wet sand, which is fine. This stuff, it works really well for wet sanding, but to get the stuff down really good, I would use the dry putty, the dry sanding. So we'll do a little bit here on top and go from there. And like I said, you will get this stuff all over the place, so be prepared. And don't worry about trying to get all the putty off the tape, because you're just peeling it off. You want to basically concentrate on getting the putty off the seams. So that's what our biggest goal is. And I was told, and I've used this putty before, that once you once you put it down, this stuff dries in about 30 minutes or so. But if there is, if when it's dry, fully dry, and you sand it, it should be a complete powder. And if you're sanding it and there's clumps coming off, it's not completely dry. So just keep that in mind. Like I said, this stuff usually dries in about 30 minutes or so. And you can go back through and fix it. Get this back area here, and don't be afraid to use a little bit of pressure. It will come clean. Let me find my brush that I have here to get some of the stuff off with. Alright, now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and remove the tape. Now if I can get my what I'll do is I'll show you right here. You'll have a ridge from where the putty has dried. So after you use that initial 100 grit, I will go with the 220 and go ahead and sand it down further. And basically with this putty, you want it to fill in the gaps. When you're sanding and it all goes away, it'll stay. The putty that needs to stay there will be in the gaps, so you won't have to really worry about that. Get up there, up there. All right, I'll get my brush here, and we got a little bit to go back here. You can see it's really getting smooth. So what I'll do is I'll go into my 400 grit and kind of smooth it all off. And I would suggest if it gets into the spot right here where you get your strobe light on the back. Leave it in there. Don't clean it off until you get through doing that complete coat of paint, because of the reason being is that'll protect that LED from getting paint or stuff over it. So leave that last. Don't panic. It'll be all right. So I got a little bit more here to go. Use my 220 to kind of get around this ledge right there. Wipe that off. A little bit more there. Like I said, the stuff that you want in there is going to stay in the seams, and so we shouldn't have any more problems with it. So, alright. So, now I'm going to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera and finish sanding this off, and then put a coat of primer, put another quick coat of primer on there, and quick coat of primer on the seams, and then repaint it and come back and show the finished product. So we'll be right back, everybody. Stay tuned. Alright guys, welcome back. Spent the better part of the afternoon getting this taken care of, and what you're seeing in front of me now is John's box. And I'll take you through about what I did. As I went through and I primed it, I put a coat of black down over the top and bottom, and then I sprayed down the inside with white so the light will bounce off. And then what I did is I put the registry number on, and then on the back I blacked it out, and then did what I was going to, and then I took some of that tape, like I said, and wrapped around the side. Up here around the edge of the box, and with some blue, and it turned out real well. I'm very pleased with the way it turned out, and for some reason or another, this acrylic is always attracting dust for some reason or another. That's going to be a problem. They always will. So if you do this, you'll have you'll have dust on all of it. So alright, so what I'll do is I'll turn this on and do it in a little bit of a low light and show you what's going on here. So bear with me, hang on. Alright, you can see it's on now. It has a real good glow. I'm still going to go back through, I think, and put a light coat of white on the back side of it. And let me turn this light off so you can see it a little bit better there. And let me kind of do a kind of a shade thing here to where you can see, where it's not so much in the light, but it turned out real well. Like I said, you're not going to be able to see the registry numbers in person very well until unless until you're in, standing right there in front of it. So but anyway, that's how I took a row of LED light strip and run it across all the way around, and then we'll soldered on my pieces, and got that ready to go. So the box is pretty much done now, just waiting for to get the model mounted down in there and get it going, where I can start running the wires, and still got to drill my holes here for the switches to come through, and then the one back here I may go ahead and drill them out on the front side. I don't know yet. We'll figure out how I'm going to do the switches and knobs and everything on this one. So but that's that, guys, and I'll move this. Let me turn this off and get this out of the way real quick. And then take you up to the nacelle. I now have all the pieces primed, got it all fixed. Oh, I need to take off my tape right here. So there's my chiller grill from the inside, And I'm still going to have to do quite a bit of touch-up paint on this, you know, get up around here. Some of the paint peeled off on the black on here, so I'll have to go back through and tape this off and, you know, spray it, you know, black. And then I have to do my black side over here, and then, you know, still a bunch of the touch-up stuff. But it's getting done, you know, it's getting there. You know, have all the seams filled in. It looks real good. So I'm proud of, you know, I'm pleased with how this has turned out. So over the next, you know, the course of the next couple of days, I'm going to go through, do the touch-up piece, you know, the painting on here, get it mounted to the ship, and then start doing the decals. So you know, we still have the blue to paint right here on the end cap, on, you know, same thing on both of them. So this one's just about wrapped up, guys. So then once I get this, you know, done and all the decals on, I'll spray it with a gloss coat one more time to seal everything off, and the whole ship, and then spray it down with a matte coat, and you know, then it'll be done. That'll be that, and then we'll go through and mount the ship on our base. So I got an announcement for you, so I'll be right back, so hang tight. Alright guys, welcome back. I'm just going to tell you that I decided to do a challenge starting in January, and it'll run through April, on my Facebook group, Demko Modelworks, and I'll put the link up here for you so you can see it. And basically what it's going to be is this contest is going to be an airplane of some sort, you know, whether it be commercial or military, you know, plane of your choice, basically. You can do, you know, the 1/32 scale, 1/48 scale, or the 1/72 scale. This is going to be a straight out of the box build, no lights, no, you know, no aftermarket parts. You know, the only thing that I will say is the only thing that you can get that are you know, that I will allow that's aftermarket are decals for certain kits, like the say the Corsairs back in 1942, 1941, that area. They had the you know, the Boeington VMF 214 unit. You can get stuff like that to make it, you know, an actual, you know, a specific type of, you know, area that you want, you know, for the, you know, for the planes and stuff like that. So, but there will be no, you know, no lights, no aftermarket parts, you know, stuff like that. You know, no bells and whistles, just a straight up out of the box build contest. And the winner will get the final photo. I will pick the final photo and display it, you know, put it up on the Demko Modelworks Facebook group cover for, you know, a couple of months or so, and they will also get a surprise from me. So let's make this a contest, you know, very simple, nothing extravagant, you know. So you can do weathering, you can do, you know, battle damage, all that kind of stuff if you want, but nothing more. So like I said, the contest starts January 1st and runs to April 1st. You know, just to be a simple, fun contest. Nothing, you know, nothing out of the ordinary type stuff. Just straight out of the box build, guys. And I will be, you know, doing a model myself, but I'm not going to be in the contest. You know, I'll be doing you know, just to build along with you guys, just to have fun, you know. So, but until then, you know, just kind of help build up the channel and the Facebook group too. So anyway, that's it for this episode, and the next time that you see this anything on the Reliant, it'll be part 7, I think. Will be the finale of the Reliant, and you know, going through and all that kind of stuff will be finished up then. So that'll be, you know, hopefully before the end of the week is up, I'll have this done. So, and try to get this out of here to my client John before the end of the year's up. So then next year we have, you know, I'll be kicking things off with the USS Spruance. It'll be a a boat that I'm doing a conversion. It'll be a half battleship, half half aircraft carrier type thing. And then I've got a build for Ed Lamb, another Reliant 537 Reliant that I'll be doing. Probably won't be doing a whole bunch on that one, just maybe some photos, slideshow of his Reliant here and there. Then I've got to finish working on my client, his 350, and then I have a couple of more to do for him as well. And then I have another one for my client William that I'm going to be doing just a light build on his. It'd be pretty much a photo image type build, the way you see it on the box, lights, but no flashing lights or anything else like that. So we got pretty much a long year next year, guys, so we're booked up already on that. So we'll keep you informed on all the new builds and stuff like coming up on that one. Also, we're going to be sometime in the future. I've got one of the new 350 Katingas coming through. Also have a Revell 600 scale Classic Enterprise. I'll be doing the whole build-up series on that one, and hopefully soon I'm going to be getting the 1350 kit, 1350 Reliant conversion kit for the Reliant. So we'll be doing a follow-up through video on that. So it's going to be a fun-packed year next year, guys. So trying to get this one done so we can kick things off in the new year to write and get things going and make some folks happy. So, and along the way I'll be doing a couple personal builds here and there, just to kind of change things up a little bit. But I'm also working on a 1/32 scale Corsair from Revell, I think. I'm going through and doing a slideshow on that one soon on the channel. So once you see that, I'll take you through some of the progress on that one. So until then, guys, take care, and keep those models coming, keep the models building. Hope y'all have a good rest of the year, and we'll talk to you sometime the rest of this week, sometime later this week on the finale, and go from there, guys. So take care and happy modeling, everybody. Good night.